What's up, guys and gals? Today we have a Shimano Stella 4000FB that's just locked up, doesn't move. So come with me as we figure out why that is and how to fix it. Also, please stay tuned to the end because once we fix that, I'm going to show you something that we do with Shimano Stellas and a couple other reels, but you can do this with any reel to make it feel really nice and smooth every time you service it. Now I'm going to work my way down through the reel, but I'm going to remove the spool. I don't need to worry about that part. That's not what's causing the problem. So we're certainly going to start with taking the rotor off. I'm going to take this handle off first because there might be a few different levels that we have to go through to get to where we need to get to. And as you can tell, this is not a video on how to break down our service Shimano Stella. It's just simply to figure out why it's frozen and how to fix it. And I will do the service after this. I'm pulling this rotor off and we're going to see if this pinion gear spins, and it doesn't. So we see it's still locked up right there. So now we're going a little further down into the reel. The rotor was not the issue per se. I know I say that and I look at the reel, but it wasn't. Now I've gone ahead and removed the screws on the outside, the cover over here. I'm going to start by removing this clip and getting the stack kind of taken out. Hopefully it's not frozen in there, but that certainly could be the case. And you want to be a little careful with this top part here. So let's just kind of pull these things up. And hopefully this anti-reverse clutch comes up. Yeah, it's moving. Let's try it again. Still nothing. I'm going to remove these 3 screws here, and then I'm going to show you something. Let's pretend like your reel is not having any issues. You're just here to service it. You're going to go ahead and open this up. Leave that in there. In general, what I do is I take this this shaft. I turn this until it gets to the bottom of the oscillation. Leave it there. Then I'll open this up. The goal is for these two to come off together, and you can help facilitate that by pushing down on it. Like so. Woo! Hello. Anyway, push down on that like that so it stays in place. Let's say your reel was smooth from before. This one is probably going to have an issue, so I'll have to keep playing with it afterwards. But if you make a mark here, I'll show you an example. Right there on that side, I like to make 2 marks, right? One there and one there. That kind of shows me the space for the pinion gear. Then I'll pull this out. Oh my goodness, that's nasty. Now I'll make a line on the pinion right here. Just one line, straight down the middle, looking kind of like that. So that when I put these back together, I know how they go. Remember, this is supposed to be at the bottom of the oscillation, and you're just kind of lining these 2 gears up so they go back in the way they came off. So you get that same kind of feel. You can do it for any reel that you have. Obviously, I don't do it for a lot of reels, but for these in particular, you must do it to get that feel, or that nice smooth feel that you have before you took it apart. Now I took the main gear out, or the drive gear out, so still trying to turn this. We see a lot of stuff happening in here. I'm gonna guess it's up in here somewhere. It's looking like that pinion gear in there is what's frozen. But it certainly might be a lot of other things. Yeah, we got this shaft, or the block, trying to move along with this pinion gear when we're pulling it out. So I'm going to make the assumption that this is just beat up and is not going to work out. That's terrible. Okay, anyhow, last thing we're going to do here is show you how to remove that little side plate. This is a 4000FB. Not all of them are like this, but this one is, and it just seems a little tricky, so you got to be careful with it. To remove this gold piece here, there's a screw here and a screw here. To remove this piece on the outside, you have to get in there with a kind of like a little X-Acto knife or something. Get it all the way in there and then pry it out. I'm not going to do it because you have that screw that's in there still, and you also have that post or pin that's in there that's supporting this this rub guard here, but I think it also goes inside this. I could be wrong about that part, but at the very least you have to remove that screw to get this plate off, but you have to pry it off still. Alright guys, I'm sorry that we're not going any further with this video, but it looks like this really is shot and it can't be saved, so we'll let the owner know. Alright, see you guys next time.